Welcome to another day in relaxing Woodford. Today, Tilly's gonna fix all the mistakes that I made in our driveway. Oh, look at this. Fix all the mistakes I made in our driveway during the recent snowstorm. All of my friends who are watching really enjoyed your suggestions of how I can better Tilly's performance. Some of you suggested some front weights. That is very, very reasonable. Some of you suggested that she gets a blower. That would be sick. Some of you let me know that, before I do that, some of you let me know that maybe she needed a new carb. She does have a pretty new carburetor, but she's due for her annual tune-up. And someday, I hope to have ears in the way that you guys do, that can just hear that. And yes, I know. So, before we get started today, I want to show you some of the problem areas. So you can see right along here, you got a bit of a margin that needs to come over. You can see probably right in there, that needs to come back in the yard. This needs to come back in the yard. I really need to tighten this bad boy up. And so, we need to do that. I think it's a little bit better as I get further around, but you can see big old piles over there. And so today, we do have our other camera. You can see me wearing this goofy thing around my neck. But let's get her going. Let's start by lifting the blade. All right, so what I want to do is I actually want to come and drive this way. I want to drive kind of this way around the yard. And so in doing that, if I'm facing forward, that means that on the driver's side, the blade needs to be forward, okay? There's no driver's side on Tilly, but we can imagine that that means that this side needs to be forward. And we're not there right now. But guess what? It's this easy, guys. Pull the pin, kick the blade, and stop. There we go. Now we're there. Now, if it would only be that easy and I just drive in a circle, that would be great. But I seem to be slightly challenged. And so, let's see how simple it actually is. How about we do that, friends? All right. Do some performative art for you and drive around this camera that's out here. Because why not, right? We have our best friend out there, Virgie. Hi, Virgie. She's just hanging out. So one of the things that's going to be a little bit hard is making sure I don't dig into the driveway too much. Again. So I think that one of our things, I'll take it out of gear for us. It's safe, not in gear, okay? One of the things for us that's very important for me to consider is there is an adjuster over here, okay? So this guy right now is a lot lower to the ground than the other side. Now having a point of adjustment right here where I can turn this handle and supposed to pick it up. Unfortunately, as you can see, I was as high as I could be, and now it's low. So, let's come back around here. Alrighty. Other thing I can do is tighten this up a little bit. And what this is gonna do is, so effectively when I tighten that top tie right there, it takes this beam, and pulls it up, right? So I'm changing the pitch a little bit. During the snow, I had to push down because I wanted it to cut and pick that ice up. I don't want that now, so I'm picking it back up. I hope you have all had a very good winter so far. I'm very much so looking forward to spending time with you all, doing cutting. Yeah, look, that's not touching the ground anymore, right? Crazy, yeah? All right. I'm gonna reduce this a little bit because I actually don't want this end to hit that tire. Okay. Now, we're gonna take this, we're gonna go around the drive, and our whole goal is pulling the outside in. And so when I wanna pull that side in, I'm just gonna drive the opposite direction. Let's give it a go. Now I'm dropping it down a little bit. Set the other camera for you. Let's see how this goes. Okay, let's come back out wide again. Come back in here, try it again, pull back in. You want to pause? All right. Unexpected consequence of not going steep enough, it's actually rolling it off back out. I don't want that. So, let's see, I'm gonna have to raise it up all the way before I can do this. I also am cutting too deep. So, it's coming back up. All right. We're also gonna raise up. This little guy I'm adjusting right here is actually a lock for letting me know the depth I want the blade to drop, and so I raised it. All right, so check this out. Just don't let me forget to put that back when it's time to do bush hogging. All right, so I'm gonna cut this back sharp again. Let's see. You think it's bad luck to enter in on this side versus the other side? All right, let's try this. I'm gonna come all the way back around. So we're gonna go into first again, drop her down. See how we go. So I'm gonna put that front tire right off the drive. Because with my 6-foot blade, it's a little short of the width when it's turned all the way. But if I hang it sharp like this, I need to be inside of the wheel wells so that it's actually moving the rocks I want to move. So as I start going down this hill, what I can always count on is there not being enough weight on that back to keep it down. So it starts to kind of lift up a little bit. The blade, I mean, or any implement I have. So I'm gonna hit it again. I'm gonna do the same spot I did before. See what I can pull with me. Pretty fair. All right, so now we'll do this side one more time. Starting to look better already, kind of. All right, so good. What I'm hearing is there's not as many high spots as before. So I'm gonna raise this blade up and I'm gonna go down this hill and I'm gonna go ahead and turn around, let it ride neutral. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do the same exact thing, just the opposite direction now. So I'll do it up here this Y and hit that way. Dropping it down. There we go. Now let's see where we go with this. Still got some ice. Some of this stuff's gonna need to be raked up. It's pretty big over here. Let's see how it goes. So again, I'm on the outside here, because I really want to grab all that. I'm just gonna go around the driveway normal. I gotta do this a few times, man. It's pretty thick over there. So now we're kind of building a mound towards the middle of the driveway, which I much rather prefer a middle mound than, side mounds. See, we got some stragglers here too. Just grabbing them, you see? Whoops. Grabbing the yard. Don't want to cut into your yard. That's for sure. All right, I'm gonna raise it up. So that was okay. Do the same position again. Seriously though, on some of this stuff, I'm just gonna have to rake it out. That's too far into the yard. Now over time, like each time I go around, because I'm at the same exact height, it should cut less and less each time. And eventually be leveled out. Raise it up. That is unless I'm operating like an idiot. All right, let's try this. Be a little bit in this time. My thought is honestly, if I start a little bit in this time, I can move this section in between the middle and the outer in, and then when I grab the outside on the next cycle, I won't have so much spill off. Maybe. One of our first days without rain or ice everywhere. It's also got up to like 50 something today, so this stuff isn't frozen to the ground anymore. All right, let's try this mid-range again. let's try the outside one more time. Let's see. Now what I would prefer is to be able to like just hit a button and flip this thing to where the sharp wasn't forward, but that's not easy. In fact, there's been several videos I've done where I've pretty much said, hey, don't tell my wife how long this process took me. But I'm gonna go flat and I'm gonna go straight down the middle. I'm gonna go high, okay? So, flat bar, down the middle of the driveway, and I'm gonna stay high. The reason is, I'm just trying to knock it down. Just trying to knock it down. I'm gonna go extra high real quick. Ooh, doing some wheelies. All right, we're in the middle of the drive. I'm gonna go above the stop line. So what I have, real quick, put it all the way down as a brake. So look, as I'm looking down here at my side, I have this lever that controls the hydraulic lift, okay? So this is my stop point. Usually, I sandwich that guy right there between. See, it's like stuck between this rail and the stopper. I'm gonna put it above it, okay? So we're gonna go there. It's a little bit above where I want it to be, and if we start dragging too much, I'll raise it up a little bit more, like to here, all right? We're gonna try there, okay? Let's give her a go. Run it straight down the middle. You can kind of see down there, there's already like a stack from all my passes. I've pulled it in from both sides. And now we're gonna go flat down the middle. So we kind of didn't touch anything. And so what I'll do this time is I'll go to that middle point. All right, so we go to the middle point right there, okay? one's been quite a bit of difference. Okay, that was a big difference. It felt like I was actually doing something, maybe doing it right. What I'm gonna do this time is go a little bit over to my right and do the same thing. Not as far to the edge, but I'm trying to see what more I can kind of flatten out. Don't stay about that far from the edge. It's so satisfying at the end seeing it drop off. All right, so I think I need to do another pass of edges at the same height I'm at right now. Let's see. We're gonna try this. So the same height of full I'm at right now, and we're gonna kick it again, all the way. And the reason is I built up a ridge on this inside. I just need to kick it in. So let's see how this goes. We'll go a little bit lighter, because I know that driving on the edge brings an angle, and I will go over here. Just try to get it knocked in. Again, and we'll lower it a little bit. The result of that kind of seemed like I had a lot higher middle points than I thought, and so the knockdown was fine. Kind of perfected a little bit. All right, we're gonna go a little bit lower. Same exact pattern. I'm gonna put the tire on the outside of the driveway line. Let's see, what are we getting? Oh boy. more than I thought. That was way more than I thought I would even move. Alright, I'm going to drive around this time kind of without anything down. I just want to see what's going on here. This is good right here. Pretty low in the middle. It's on the edges. Middle's a little high. The outside needs to come in a bit. All right, let's play this game. I'm gonna go back around the other direction. Go over here. I'm off the drive a bit. I really need to wrangle those rocks back in. Alright, so going in reverse in the 8N, your RPMs determine your speed, and so I don't want to go very fast, but I do need to reverse right here. All right, let's try this again. just carved the edges in, you see that? And I'm gonna push this guy back flat. But the blade works backwards when you're driving backwards. I want to push it in. I mean, it works the same way. It's just I have to change orientation because I want these rocks to go flat inward, not kicking them out more. I'm going to lower this because remember what it does in reverse. Put it down. Okay, thank you so much. We're gonna go straight now. Okay. It's time for straight. So let's see how we go up here. We're gonna go back up. Gonna go right above our safety spot. Try to knock down the highs. Okay with that. Do it up here. See these high spots up here? It's like a mohawk through there. We're gonna do something that I hate a lot, and we'll finish it off. That looks way better. Maybe a little wide. Nothing that the rake can't fix. This is a process I hate with all of my being, and that's flipping this around. I hate it for a couple reasons. One, this is heavy. It is steel. And the other reason is I look like a fool when I'm doing it. So for starters, what I'm gonna have to do is take it off. And before I take it off, what I'm gonna do, because I know it's gonna take a while, turn off the gas. That way Tilly will turn off. I'm gonna put down the blade. There you go. Now with it off, what I can start to do is deconstruct Tilly's connection. So tightening this guy up makes it a little bit lighter to where I can lift and pull. Thank you, Tilly. So I don't lose stuff. Put it on the seat. Now, I have learned to keep that locked because if you take that out and do this whole process, it starts flipping all over and it's not your buddy. But this side's a friend. These guys don't need to worry about losing because guess what? They have a home. Other side though, is usually not my friend. But today, you've got a friend in me. The blue ones are stabilizers to protect the sway. The red ones hold weight. And now, I'm holding weight. So, what my goal would be is to lift it up, flip it over. Let's see. Oh, almost got my foot. That's the scary part. Ugh. Thank you. All right, so effectively I didn't move it anywhere, right? Wrong. So I do need to move it forward. One red is on. Two reds are on. Oh, yeah. Now. Blue. Reds are on. One blue is on. Let's see what I can do. Okay, so now that I have 2/3 of the bars on, if I start it up and lift it, it will hold me. Let's see where we at. Thanks, Tilly. All right, I give you permission. You can tell my wife how fast I did that. Dude, that is like 1/3 of the time, as it usually takes. All right, let's see. So, alrighty. So what we're doing now, instead of having the cutting head forward, we're just pulling it and smoothing it. So we'll run a little faster, run a little smoother, all right? To make it smooth. Watch it get knocked down. Nice and smooth, right? I'm not trying to pick anything up. I'm trying to make it nice. I'll go all the way down with this too. I'm pushing more pressure downward because I'm not afraid of it ripping anything up. I just wanted smooth stuff. Okay. See fourth gear, baby. Woo! All right. So this is the neighbor, the shared drive. Come down in a second. Oh, it's still ice. So I'm just going down the middle, try to knock down the high spots. Nothing yet. Yeah, so we've lost a lot of gravel over on the edges. It's okay. Well, we gotta add more. Don't grind until you find it. Sorry, Dad. All right, we're gonna go up the hill. off the gas. Well, I do think I still need to do some raking. But Tilly can't rake. I mean, she can with a rake, but not like, you know, a little bit here and there. One of those things I would love to have someday is a power broom. You ever seen one of those? It goes like on the end of like a weed eater or something like that. And it's got a rotating brush where I could just walk towards the drive and it would just throw it back in the driveway. That'd be money. But that's it for another day of work in relaxing Woodford. We got Tilly, sunset again. Give you her good angles. Oh yeah. Just doing the work. One of the things I love to do though is hang out on my property. These rocking chairs. We were gonna put them on the front porch. Porch too small, and then I couldn't get the paint off. So just sit here with my fire and my tractor and very low light pollution. Look at the stars. But I do think you. Off of, and probably some gardening things to prepare. But I wish you the best, and we'll see you next time.